Hey y'all, did you know that a blueberry bush can use 5 to 10 gallons of water a day, especially when they have a lot of fruit on them like they do now? All that's going to depend on where they're located, you know, what type of soil you have, and the humidity and how much wind you get. And in this area where we live, we get a lot of wind and a lot of heat. And so our soil is basically like a sandy loam. It's not really sand. It has some clay mixed in it, but you know, so it does hold moisture pretty good. But when these bushes have a bunch of fruit on them like these right here, you see all these blueberries in here, I hope, and they got to have a whole lot of water during this fruiting time like this, you know. So that means that one of the most important jobs I have is to make sure that they're getting water. Unfortunately, we've been getting a lot of rain lately, but we're about to get dry. One of the problems I have is that we have something that eats the lines in two, and I don't know if they're just sharpening their teeth. I don't know if they're young and they're teething like a baby or something. I don't have any idea, but they chew our lines in two, whatever it is. I mean, I know deer and coyotes and raccoons and pigs, you know, they'll all chew on it and chew them in half. So I've always got to go back up and down through the rows weekly, sometimes daily. In the hot summertime, it could be daily, because you know, this might be the only water source around, and they come and they can sense it's inside those lines, I guess, and they'll come and chew them in half and get them a drink. So I'm gonna get out here today and fix them. I've seen probably 20-25 leaks that I guess they chewed on them, you know, during the fall and winter when we weren't watering, and so now we got to get started. So that's what I'm going to do today, is fix these leaks, and I'll just kind of show you kind of how I fix them. On this particular one, we'll take these little deals off here. I can fix this one pretty easy. I might be able to stretch it. I don't know. Sometimes they'll, instead of just chewing it in half, they'll make little teeth marks all down the line here, so you'll have little leaks all through here. So you got to add a piece to it, and that's what we're going to have to do to this one. You know, it's amazing how tight them things are on there, and then let the sun come out just a little bit. It'll warm that up, man. It'll come right off if you don't have these little couplings or these little pipe clamps tight. See, these ones, I don't know if you can tell, this one's got little sharp teeth marks, so that's more than likely a coyote or something. Little sharp teeth marks all down through here. And I got another piece of tubing here off of another piece that I've cut out before in the past. And I'll have to use some couplings here to make this reach over there now. You can buy these little couplings like this right here, and they have this little plastic collar on there. So basically what you do is you slip this over that right there, slide it all the way up to that little middle section, and then you slide this part of the coupling right here, you slide it back like that, and it kind of puts pressure around that ring and holds it. But what I found is that out in the sunshine, these aren't going to last very long. The little band's not, the little ring that tightens it up. So I'll use them, and then I'll go ahead and put me a piece of wire around there and tighten them up like that. But also, I found that CPVC, like a 1/2 inch, this is a 1/2 inch drip line, and that 1/2 inch CPVC will fit right inside there as well, pretty snug. And then I had some of that laying around, so you can stick it up in there and then put some wire on that, and it works too. And I just cut little pieces of it, because those little fittings are expensive. These especially when you guys start using them. And here, and you got more, you know, more in a section instead of just one. So I'm always trying to find something that I can use, and I found this little CPVC. I had it left over from something, and it works too. Fit right in there. I'll stick it in there as far as I can get it, and then I'll tighten it up. And these pipe clamps work really well, but they can get costly too when you've got several hundred places to fix or put together. So I'll use just a wire. I got some galvanized wire that I've had for years that I'll use on these other parts. This is one thing of blueberry farming that never ends. There's two different things that I found that never end when it comes to farming these blueberries, and that's that there's always weeds and grass to take care of, and as you can see, there's a lot in these. The weeds and grass never quit growing, and the varmints never quit chewing holes and water lines. And that's pretty tight. Broke off a limb. You could stab that into a little greenhouse and you might get it started into a new plant. I think I'll be able to stretch this side and not have to use another cuffing. Alright, there's one. No telling how many more to go. I've seen a lot down through here when I did mow. So we'll get after it and see if we can't get that done today. We've got new plants we got to put in down there, some young ones that I started on freaking a month ago. That I started on over a month ago. And I hadn't been able to do it. It's been raining. I had to work. So now, hopefully we can get those plants in pretty soon. We get this water running, we'll be able to get those plants in. I'm not sure what causes it, but sometimes I find areas where there's multiple leaks. And it's like they just stand around and chew on all the lines right in the area. There's one right here, there's one over there, there's one over there, and there's one over there. And I'm not sure why they do that. They just bored in that particular area, I guess. These are always fun right here, where they come and eat it right here and then pull it up and then they chew on it again right here. So you got to cut a whole section out and put another dripper in. If I ever find out what's doing this, they've had it. So if you just want to buy your own fittings, like I was saying earlier, there's this type right here that has these little sleeves on it. Then there's this gray style right here. It's basically the same as what I'm using on the CPVC, but it's just one that's made exactly for this 1/2 inch tubing. And then there's a little one like this. It's a lot better than those others, a little more expensive. You know, it's got these twist lock ends on it, so you just tighten that up onto the pipe, and these work really well. If you just have a few plants, not a whole lot of drip line, these are probably the way to go because they're really simple to fix. They're just, for me, they're not cost effective. We just have so many, get so many leaks living out here in the country. There's always something chewing on them. And like I showed you on this particular spot right here, they'll eat a couple places right here together, and you know, you end up spending 20 bucks in one little old section just in fitting. So now that I got this section here fixed as far as line goes, I'm going to show you how I put the drippers in. So these particular drippers are a little flag dripper like this, and I chose these because I can clean them out really easily by taking them apart like that, and also they're really simple to get in, and I can see them dripping just by driving down the row. As some of the other tubing has a dripper, an emitter inside it, and I couldn't hardly see where the water was dripping at, and if it was like on an incline like this or a decline, the water would run down the line and drip on another area instead of on the plant. So I chose to go with this type of dripper right here. And there's a tool that you can buy to make that hole to stick in there, but I made something myself that was a whole lot easier for me. And it's this, I found a little small screwdriver, and I just cut the end of it off, and I kind of sharpened that in right there. And this is a piece of CPVC, and I think it's the size 3/4, so it fits on this line really good. You can just snap it on there like this, and then I can hold it like this with my hand and push it in there. It keeps that, hear that pop? It went through it like that, and it keeps that line from collapsing. So if you don't put this piece of CPVC on the back of it, the line will push in. You try to hold it like that, it'll push in, and it won't knock a hole through there, especially if it's hot. You know, if it's in the summertime and this line is really, really hot, it's so flexible at that time that you just can't hardly poke a hole through it. But this right here, this little bitty piece, will make it to where you can poke a hole in it. So we'll fix this one right here. And what I'll do is I want it right here, kind of right around the base of the bush. That way the water's going to go right on the plant. So let me see here. I'll stick my deal on like that. I'm going to put it on this blue line. That way all my drippers are right in the same area, you know, right on the same line, and you can keep them all the same and they won't twist because you can look and see which way that line is going. I'm just going to poke it in right here. Hear it pop in. And this dripper's just got a little barb on the end of it right here. And you can see a spider's already clogged it up right there, so I'm going to dig that out with a piece of stick or something. I'll probably have to come and turn the water on. I'll probably have to take that out to clean it, but now I'll leave that piece of CPVC on there so that I can hold it, and I'll just pop it in there. Look at that. Then I can turn it to where it'll just drip right on the plant instead of running down the line. If you have any blueberry related questions, just leave it down in the comments and I'll do my best to get it answered for you. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps out spread the word to other people. And hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. We do all kinds of things here on our farm. We trap pigs, we catch fish, we use fish for fertilizer on some things. You know, we're always doing all kinds of different tests and stuff like that. So we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you on the next one.